It's Christmas time, boys and ladies. So let us celebrate Christmas with some nice Christmas feet sniffing. Yes. That's right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the broadcast for this Sunday. Hope you're doing fantastic today. It is December 8th. Hope you're doing wonderful. I want to say hello to Queen Bee and Ryan. How you both doing today? And as you saw, our Christmassy rat here, he's all dressed up for Christmas. Look, he can't even see what's going on here. He has no idea what's going on. His eyes are all covered with the Santa hat, but he came on to wish everyone a Merry Christmas in just, gosh, it's like 2 weeks away. It's crazy. It's 2 weeks away. So, there it is. Let's see, what day is Christmas on? Christmas is on... It is on a Wednesday, so yeah, it's just over 2 weeks away. It's crazy. How cute, how cute. Boys, well, there's also boys here as well. Hmm? You're not dressed up, boy. Ladies, I don't like Christmas. I like feetmas. He likes feetmas. He likes feetmas. Anyway. So. Get my hands warmed up a little bit because it's a little bit cold here, but gonna warm up my hands a little bit. That's right. How to make this a little brighter? I think you gotta, yeah. That's how we make it a little bit brighter. Gonna have to lower that down a little bit, make it a little bit brighter for us. Okay. So Ryan says, "Greeting, nondescript citizens. I have returned from my deep conversation with the wise cow." Funny. I never thought of butter that way before. Oh my gosh. The wise cow. All he says is moo. You know, it's only you and me, Ryan, who gets the jokes. No one else does. It's just you and me who understand them. Just me and you who understand the jokes. Jokes, yokes, jokes. I can't stop looking at him. Look at him. He's all dressed up for Christmas. Hang on. Let me fix your skirt a little bit, boy. It's kind of, you have it on a little sideways. There you go. See? And his skirt will cover his stinky, fat, pulsating feet. So then when he's all done, you know, he can sniff them afterwards. And he also has here his little hat. Let's get his hat on. Rooster, get that hat on. Get that hat on, Rooster. There we go. He's got his hat on. Look how goofy. Especially from like the side here. It looks it looks really silly. Yeah. You know, I should be wearing it, right? Doesn't really fit on me. This is the best I can do. I'm gonna flatten my hair too. There you go. How do I look? How do I look? I can't get it on. My head is too big. There you go. This will work, right? Maybe I should try. This will keep my head warmer too. It really will. It just kind of mess up my hair in the process, but at least it will make me a little bit warmer. Celebrating Christmas. And look, I got like a white shirt. So look, it's like snow and Christmas. It just looks great. There you go. We are in the Christmas spirit today. Anyway. Take a sip of our tea and warm ourselves up a bit more here. Let's see, Ryan says, "I'm sleepy. I've been doing guest spots on podcasts since 8 a.m. this morning. Happy to have those all done." Whew. How many did you end up doing, Ryan? How many was it? Sounds like you did a lot. Lady, can you give me back my hat now? No, boy, I'm going to wear it for as long as I can. As long as I can. How do I look with the Christmas hat? Uh, it just looks goofy, doesn't it? It does. Good look. Especially since you can't even see like the full top of it. There it is. It just looks really silly. Oh, there. Trying to do the best I can here. Funny. But I think we're going to do it. I think we're going to do it. We're going to wear it. We may wear it for the next several Sunday streams until Christmas. We only have like what, two more? So everyone else probably thinks I'm nuts. Yeah, I mean, if you do that many, but hey, I mean, at least you got them all done. 4 different ones. Wow. Have you been charging for them yet, Ryan? Hopefully you have been. Hopefully you've been charging for them. Even if it's just like $10 an hour. Not even minimum wage. Yeah, what is minimum wage now? Like $1,000 an hour or something? Probably in California, $1,000 an hour. Yep, gotta keep upping it. Santa L, yes, Santa. It's Santa time. It's Santa time. Lily, I want to wear my hat now. No, boy, you must sit there and just wait. I just need like a Christmas sweater too, and then it'll be perfect for Christmas. It's Santa and his elves. Oh no. Elves. I don't know. I'm just laughing a lot today, aren't I? Yeah. Let's see. I sure have. I made 200 today alone. There you go. I'm glad that you started charging for them. And look, you started charging, and people are still booking you. So that goes to show that, hey, you don't have to do all this stuff for free. You can continue with charging some money for some of them and actually make some money from it. So wonderful. Promise Ray, it's great to have you here. How are you doing? How is everything going with you? Hope everything is going fantastic. Glad to be able to catch you live. Hope everyone is well. I hope you are well as well. As you can see, we're celebrating Christmas here. We have our Christmas mouse, who I stole his hat. Yep, stole my hat, and I'm very who am I kidding? All I need to do is sniff my feet, and I'm all good. So, yeah, we're celebrating Christmas time. Tasha, great to have you here. How are you doing, Tasha? Autumn and friends, yes. Here's some of our friends as well. Say hello to us, boys and ladies. Christmas feet always smell stinky. Christmas feet. Is everyone ready for Christmas? I hope you are. It's right around the corner. As I said, it's like just over 2 weeks from now. About 2.5 weeks. A little less than 2.5 weeks. You know what I'm looking forward to, guys? April. I'm looking forward to April when it finally gets warm again. Make the country warm again. Yeah, we'll make it so warm. We're gonna make it so warm. That's what I would like. Very, very warmness. Let's see. Doing very well. Planning elopement. Okay, let's see. I lost my place. Always there it is. Planning elopement. I hope it's a smooth process. Well, I wish you much success with that promise. I really do. Okay. Let's see here. I like the little glove, like the red waving hand. I've never seen that one before. It's interesting. It's interesting. Know why melons prefer big weddings? Because they can't elope. Well, guys, I think that is going to do it for the stream. I'm back. We're not going to end it that quickly. Oh, a minute. There you go. We gotta. Let's go like this. Okay, guys. Look, I would do a face reveal very soon. Can you imagine? Like, okay, we're gonna do like a face reveal. People who like hide their face, all this sort of stuff here. It's like, okay, you know, there's actually like a few people that I follow who have never actually seen their face before. Well, I think only like one person that I follow that I know that I've never seen their face before. Yeah. So, ah, this looked a little better before. There you go. It's keeping my head nice and warm, but it just can't fit on. My head is too large. I'm just gonna have to just dangle it. There. It just look. It's just a limp, flaccid Santa hat. We're never gonna get to the topic. Just all this goofy laughingness that we have today. Hmm. Anyway. I don't remember what I was even saying. What were we talking about even? I don't remember, but is it snowing? You know, I'm sure it's only a matter of time. I'm not a fan of the cold. I'm not. I'm waiting, as I said, I'm waiting for April. I'm waiting for April for things to start getting a bit warmer. That's what I'm waiting for. So once it gets a bit warmer, it'll be a lot better. It will. Okay. That's right. We were talking about like a face reveal. That's what it was. That's what I was saying. I was saying like face reveal. Okay. Is there anyone that you watch online that doesn't show their face and you wish that they did a face reveal? That's what I'm curious about. You know, it's one of those things. It's kind of interesting because it's like, so I have the only channel that I have that I don't like have a face or like a webcam is my gaming channel, which just surpassed 1,000 subscribers on there. So congratulations to me. It took forever, but that's actually a big milestone. So yes, very good, very good. But I don't have a webcam on there. And people who don't know like the other channels that I do, they think that I'm like a guy. So they say sir and dude and all this sort of stuff. So it's just it's very interesting. It's very interesting because if they actually saw what I look like, or saw the other channels, they'd be like, oh, oh, okay, that's something else. That is oh, okay. It would be kind of funny. I'm afraid to take off the hat now because I have a feeling that my hair is going to be an absolute mess. I don't know. It's gonna be like flat. Is what it is. It's gonna be like just flat. So, but yeah, I would say most of the stuff that I watch is like gaming stuff. Almost all of which they don't have webcams, but they have shown their face, except for one person. That one person has just showed like their hands and everything. So who knows? Who knows if they ever show their face? Not that it matters or anything, but you know, it's just interesting. You know. That's awesome. Oh, thank you, Promise. I appreciate that. Let's see. Ryan says, I call everyone a dude. I'm a dude. You're a dude. We're all dudes, right? Promise is a dude. It's a term of affection of man and woman alike. See, what I say is I say, sir. Especially when I'm playing some of the games, I'll say sir. Anyway. Homie. There you go. Homie's another one. Going to say hello to... I don't know how to pronounce your name. Kodei. I am probably mispronouncing that, but my apologies. Let's say I call everyone dude too. Really? Everyone call everyone dude. I don't call people dude like outside of stuff. You know, it's like only like a virtual like game stuff. Like I won't say dude, but I'll say it's sir. You know, so anyway, dudes, let's let us begin now. Talk a little bit about denial and confusion. So yeah, on Friday the topic that we discussed was sexual orientation confusion. If you're confused about your sexual orientation and how denial can play a big part of that. So, It's interesting. It's interesting. So we're not going to specifically talk 100% about like the whole sexual orientation thing being confused, but that does tie in with a type of denial. Because this was not the case for me personally, but I've known people who, and I've watched a lot of people rather. I guess a little, yes. I actually do know a very few people, but for the most part, it's mostly people that I've heard online and everything who have said that just based on their own experiences, they were very confused about their sexual orientation, their gender identity, and who they were, that they denied how they thought that they actually were and went somewhere else hoping that that would solve the problem, but it only made the situation worse. So what I mean by this is, for example, there are people who are gay, who they feel as though they don't fit into the stereotypical man and woman of what society says. So what they'll often do is they will portray an image of themselves that they are much more masculine or feminine than they actually are, or they'll try to get involved with masculine or feminine, types of things that do not really resonate with them. It doesn't really fit them too well, and it ends up backfiring because they don't enjoy the activity. It ends up making them feel more miserable in their life, and a bunch of other problems end up coming up as a result of that. So the main problem then is because of all this confusion that they end up building within their mind, they become much worse off than they had just admitted the reality, but it's too hard for them for whatever reason. There could be many different reasons how someone could deny that part of themselves. It could be, I think a very common one is a very religious upbringing, where if they were brought up in a very religious household that condemned like homosexuality or anything else along those lines, then they feel as though it is wrong if they are gay or they are interested in someone of the same sex. And so they try to fit in to deny that part of themselves to actually be a straight person, but it never ends up working out for them. 9x9, great to have you here. How are you doing today? Hopefully you're doing fantastic. So I'm curious to know, does that sort of similar situation that I just described, does that apply to anyone here, or does that sound like anyone that you know? Because some people, that is exactly how it happens, especially even if you got another layer of complexity on top of that. So if we're talking about gender identity even, where you have a confusion about not just who you're attracted to, the type of person that you're attracted to, but who you are. If you are... This is another classic example. I can't apply it to myself because this did not happen for me this way, but someone who is a transsexual individual who was born a male, but they are actually a female. They identify as a female, so they need to transition to be a female. The problem with that is that they don't want to admit to themselves, like, there is no way that I could be a female. It's like, I am a male, you know, I have to do all these masculine things. So they deny part of them. Maybe I'm not manly enough. Maybe that's why I'm starting to feel this way. So they try a lot of masculine activities to try to suppress how they feel they are deep down. That ends up not working for them. Then they think, okay, maybe I'm just gay. Maybe I'm just going to live as a gay person and see how that goes and have, you know, relationships with, you know, men and whatever else. And then they find out that that's not right either. That does not fit them. That is not that's not who they are. So that creates a lot of problems there as well. A lot of confusion for them because they have to eventually admit to themselves and come to the realization that that's not what the problem is. The thing is that they are something else than they thought that they were. They're not manly enough or not a gay person. It's that the thing that they didn't want to be is what they end up being. So there's a lot of denial that can come from that. Now, while I personally haven't actually experienced that myself, I was never really confused about that. Even before I transitioned, you know, it's kind of interesting. So I guess I always knew that I was a female ever since I was much younger. So there was no confusion in regards to that. Like, am I a male? Am I a female? It's like, no, I knew what I was. There was no confusion there. Nor was there any confusion ever about what my sexual orientation was. But it's interesting because that has changed. I've talked about that in the past, how before I transitioned and even after I transitioned for a while, only being interested in women, and then that ended up changing over to not interested in women at all now. So it's completely, you know, changed and everything. So it's fascinating. It's fascinating. But there was no denial or resistance there. I just allowed it to go. However, that's not the case for a lot of people, though. That is the major problem here. For most people, they have denial and resistance that causes a lot of confusion. And mind you can have denial and resistance towards a lot of things in life. Let's use another example of someone who they were brought up in a very negative environment, that they have a lot of traumatic incidents that have happened to them when they were younger. So they suppress those. Naturally, the mind will suppress those until they're out of the situation where the mind will start to bring it up for them to heal from it. The problem, though, is that because they've built up a sort of resistance and way of denying the things that have happened to them, they will suppress those feelings, say that the negative things have never happened to them, despite the fact that they have. And it'll be so bad to the point where they won't even be aware, because they have denied it and repressed it so much that they won't even know what sort of things have happened to them. Yet they will not put two and two together with how they are, the types of behavior that they exhibit, the types of beliefs that they have, the types of people that they're attracting into their life, all sorts of things that life is showing them signs of what is happening. All the things that they're doing is all coming into their life for the simple fact that they are in denial and resisting the natural process of healing, which is going through the traumatic incidents again and being able to cope with it a much healthier way. So because of that, it causes a lot of problems for them denial and resistance can cause so many things, from mental health problems to physical health problems even. You know, if you have a situation in your relationship, if there's some sort of negative experience in your relationship, some sort of conflict that you don't like something about what your partner's doing, yet you just keep passing it off. You don't want to think about it. You don't want to talk about it. You just keep brushing it off, saying no. It's like you're in such heavy denial about it. That causes you a lot of stress, tension, anxiety, a lot of problems within your own life, to the point where you are so stressed and on edge that no matter who you come across, the things that you talk about with other people. You can be very hostile, you can be very angry, you can go to work in a very negative mindset, you can have a lot of negative sort of reactions to things. Someone could just smile at you and be like, what are you so happy about? You know, it's like nothing to be happy about. You know, just like very negative experiences within your own life, because you're suppressing so many things that's caused you so much stress. The other issue is that when you keep repressing those things, let's talk about physical health problems. Because you're under so much stress, that has a negative impact on your body. Your body responds to stress and anxiety. It's almost like it clenches up, you know? So you could feel very tight and tense in your physical body. You can develop all sorts of physical health issues. You can have chronic pain. You can end up developing other chronic illnesses and problems. You may develop very bad eating habits as a result, which could lead to a lot of other physical health problems. So we're talking about a cascading effect when you deny and you are in resistance to things going on in your life. If you refuse to acknowledge the problems that you have. I would like to say hello to Eternal Splitter. How are you doing today? And Gigi, how are you doing as well? Hopefully you're doing fantastic. I will read your comments in just a moment here, but let me just kind of finish my train of thought for now. So this is why it's so important when you have denial and resistance to begin to acknowledge the problems that you have and face them. Otherwise, you're going to develop a lot of mental health problems and physical health problems as a result. Things are just going to have a cascading effect, and the problem is a lot of these people who are in denial and resistance, they may not even contribute their physical and mental health problems on themselves, that they have done to themselves. If you have those problems as a result of you denying and repressing things going on in your life, that is your fault. That is your problem. It's not anyone else's problem but your own, because you are refusing to seek help for the problems that you have and come to terms with the situations in your life. Everything that happens in your life is a result, most often the time, of your own decisions that you have made. If you make a bad decision, then you can expect a bad outcome from that. You can't say, oh, it was so-and-so's fault, when you're the one who initiated the activity, the event that caused the outcome. So I think when we can take responsibility, that solves some of the other problems. But we will talk a little bit more about that in just a moment here. Let me read some of your questions here. So 9x9 says, true, I think suppression of expression and personality, in that way, I can relate. Exactly. When you suppress the way that you're expressing yourself, perhaps it's too hard for you. You don't want to be perceived by other people a certain way. Perhaps you don't want other people to view you in a very negative light. So you manipulate the way that you're expressing yourself. So you hide who you truly are. So you're not able to be free. Or your personality traits. How many people put on a mask of someone that they're not for like social types of events? It's like, okay, I'm going to make friends, I'm going to talk with people and whatever, and you've put on a mask of someone else and you make friends, but you're making friends under a false type of person. The person that you're making friends as is a fake person. Which means that those people will never be real friends of yours, because they're friends with you solely because you have put on a mask of someone else, being a fake individual that has made you two friends. If they knew what you truly believed or felt about certain things, they would never be your friend. Sometimes that's not always the case, but if you pretend to be someone that you're not to make friends and to find people, then you're going to attract the wrong person, so that when you're either not able to express how you truly are, or if you are able to express some things, those people will leave you and no longer want to be associated with you. Okay? Let's see. Eternal Splitter says there is a YouTube channel about body language called Dan Gravel. Is your channel or just your voice matches very similar? Really? Okay, I'm not familiar with that channel. I'm not familiar. I shall take a look. Okay, so this is let me find it. I just did a Google search and not a fake Google search. I don't use Google, but you know. I don't see this YouTube channel. Let me see. Okay, hang on. I found one channel here. Okay, I found this one channel here from 7 years ago. Okay, this is a very old body language. Oh, okay. It's like this is like 7 years ago. They posted videos. Oh my gosh, it's a long time ago. Interesting. Huh. 7 years ago. Wow. Yeah. Let's see. I asked because that channel is a treasure and there are hundreds of videos of body language persons made very, very well. And since 7 years, no new videos are added there. Just type body language. Okay, I got it. I got it. Yes, I found it. I have to look and see. It's interesting. Hopefully it doesn't sound like me. I don't have like a super deep voice. I mean, I can go deeper. I can go deeper if you want, you know. I can go like really, really deep. Really, really deep, you know. Go really, really down here. You know, it was actually very, very funny. I can like trick people with that voice. Their voice can be like really, really deep, really, really low. To where I walked in to my grandmother's house and I did that deep voice and she was facing the other way and she was like startled, like, who's that? Didn't know it was me with that deep voice. Funny, right? It is funny. That's probably how I used to talk. I don't know how deep I used to talk, but it was certainly deeper than it is now. GG, great to have you here. How are you doing? Do you know what your prolactin levels are? No, I do not. I don't know if they've ever been tested. I don't know if the doctors ever tested them. I don't know. Okay, boy. Would you like to share a little Christmas dance for the viewers? Oh, he's shy. Everyone has to say do a Christmas dance first. If to do boy, they all said do a Christmas dance. It's like thousands and millions of people want you to do a Christmas dance. Okay. He did it. Round of applause. There you go, boy. You are a superstar now. Really? This boy, really? Okay. He's not gonna do a Christmas dance because he's not dressed for Christmas. That's right. I like to be nude. Mm-hmm. 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 Nude, nude, nude. Just like this lady Laser here. She likes to be nude all the time. Boy, that's sensitive, private information that no one needs to know about. Well, it's true, Lady Laser, because, you know, I see everything. That's right. Boy? Not when it's cold, though. Only in summertime. Only in summertime it is nudist activities. Otherwise, it's bundled up in like 5 different layers. Hmm. I say it's pretty serious. Please get them on them if you take estrogen. The doctors never suggested that. I don't know if they would do that. Say, oh yeah, get your prolactin levels tested. Prolactin. Let me actually look. Let me actually look. I may be thinking of something else, but I will actually look for you here now that you have mentioned that. I'm curious. Let me check my lab results. Okay. Okay. I don't know when it would be tested. See this one. Gotta check them all. I'll check them all up until... I'll check all of 20... I'll go back to 2022. Let's see if anything has been tested. Oh, here we go. Here's something. Here's one test. Okay, one test that was done at the end of last year, and they were... Okay, prolactin. Prolactin should be between 5 and like 23. Mine was 72. But that was also when I was pregnant. Now, actually, I wasn't quite pregnant. Actually, I was pregnant. Yes, I was pregnant. What do I mean by pregnant? Okay, listen. I'll tell you what I mean by pregnant. When I switched from taking the pills to taking patches to taking injections, the injections, I am very sensitive to the amount of estradiol. The amount of estradiol I was taking is considered, was considered a very low dose, and they skyrocketed my estradiol levels into pregnancy range. I was having hot flashes. I was feeling hot flashes initially, and then extreme coldness. I had extreme health issues, a lot of problems, whole bunch of issues going on. That would have skyrocketed the prolactin. That tanked my testosterone to a 6. Whole bunch of problems as a result of that. That actually made my thyroid out of whack. TSH level was high, which means an underactive thyroid. Alkaline phosphatase was low, also as a result of that. All that sort of nonsense was happening because of the stupid injections. Okay? So, the levels have not been tested since, although I'm sure that they would probably be in a much better range now because let me tell you this, the doctor was like, I've never seen anyone so sensitive to estradiol or just anything before. Because I am taking, so a low dose for someone who is post-surgery like I am would probably be triple or quadruple the amount that I'm taking right now. I actually know someone who's taking 4 times the amount of estradiol that I'm taking right now. Isn't that crazy? Actually, probably more than that. Maybe like 5 or 6 times the amount. So I literally take such a small amount, the doctor's like, I've never seen anyone this sensitive before. So, it's crazy. It's crazy. Let's see, the range should be 86 to 325. I think it's probably different units, let's say. Yeah, it's different units. You have MU/L. Here it's NG/L. So that would explain the unit difference. But yeah, I was literally far out of range, but it made sense because my estradiol level was 400 and something, which was getting up there into pregnancy range. First trimester pregnancy is over 215 to 4,300. So I was in the range of pregnancy. Actually, I was still in the range of ovulation. Ovulation is up to 500, so I was getting up there. If I was over 500, then I would certainly be pregnant. Mm-hmm. Later. I am the baby. That's right. That's right. I had rat babies. Look, see? Oh. But yeah, things are much better now. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. Estradiol was just crazy, like the injections. Like I take such a small amount. Yeah, not more than 20 ng. Yeah, yeah. As I said, I gave the reference range before I read off my result, which was like 73 last year. I'm sure it's probably in better range now that the levels are in control. Let's see, my prolactin goes through the roof if I'm not on medication. I have a prolactoma on my pituitary gland. Oh, interesting. It's the main reason doctors assume I'll never be able to get pregnant. Oh, okay. Yeah, because as I just mentioned, when it came with the estradiol, the prolactin ranges, the estradiol ranges, they're certainly going to fluctuate. If your estradiol goes sky high when you're pregnant, then the prolactin is going to impact it as well. So I really hope, I'm wishing you much success with that promise. I really hope things go well. Hmm. Mm. Yeah. Yeah, I would say for the most part now, my lab work, the things that are tested comes back perfectly fine. The only thing is like vitamin D, like in wintertime, it ends up going down a bit. And I can sit here and take like 10,000 units of vitamin D a day, and my vitamin D levels will barely go up. So I think what it is, my doctor described it perfectly, which was things go into your body and they come out of your body. They don't really stay or hang around. That's basically what it is. Whatever I eat, it doesn't really absorb, it just goes out. So it's like that causes problems with weight gain. It doesn't make any sense, okay? Because most people, they're like, oh, I want to start estrogen and I want to gain a bunch of weight. And then pretty much everyone that I knew who started taking the estradiol, they gained weight. They ended up developing like, big boobs and everything, and they gained a lot of weight on their whole body. And I'm just like, I take it and I lose weight. It's actually a weight loss drug for me. How? I don't know. The other interesting thing was listen to this. This is really going to make some of you like, huh? So, okay, we're good. Almost knocked off my light. That would not have been a good. Um, so trying to like, if I'm trying to increase my weight, so I'm trying to increase like carb intake or like sugar intake, things that are like a little better than just like all this like garbage sugar, like maybe something a bit better or healthier, some sort of like healthier snack or something to like increase, carb and sugar intake. And I started doing that for a little bit, and I ended up losing. I ended up losing weight. It's like, how do I go from like I was like almost back up to where I was before I lost a bunch of weight. I was really close, and then like a few days after I started like eating more carbs and sugar, I actually lost like 5 pounds, and I'm like, how? How does that happen? How does that happen? I don't know. It's just yeah. I don't know how it happens, but it does somehow. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. 9x9 says, I had a type of imbalance caused by psych meds. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, those psychiatric medications certainly play a big impact on sex drive, your hormones, and other types of bodily functions. Yep, absolutely. And the hormones can directly impact those as well. Like, I think the main thing that I'm thinking that has happened to me, which is why I supplement, a little bit, is the estradiol for me. And again, I think everyone is different because I think I know someone who has the opposite effect of. You got like serotonin and dopamine in your brain. Taking hormones directly impacts that in one way or another. It could suppress one, it could elevate another. I know someone that it pretty much suppressed some of their serotonin levels, so it caused some problems with like low serotonin. for me, fairly certain it lowered dopamine levels. So there's various, I have to, take something to help, increase the dopamine levels that counteract some of the negative effects. And that has been very helpful as well. It's just about finding the right things that are helpful at providing the best balance to counteract the negative side effects of taking the medication. Because I'm stuck at this point, it's like I have to take this sort of thing. And it's like, if I don't take it, I go through menopause, and then, I'll be on here, on the next stream, and you'll be like, oh my gosh, you went from looking so young to like now you're like an elderly person. It's like, how did that happen? It's like, oh, I'm through menopause already. See, they call it menopause because men need a pause after that, because that's it. You can't have no more babies after that. Anyway, funny stuff, right? Funny stuff. That's why they call it. That's why they call it. I'm not ready for men to pause yet. Not yet. Anyway. Anyway. So it's interesting. The past 2 weeks we got the same card, which was the Lovers. Let's see what the theme is for this coming week. Okay, what some things you can be mindful of, you can be aware of. Perhaps maybe something you need an answer on for this coming week as we get closer to Crimbus. Crimbus time is coming. Let's see what card we end up getting. We get the King of Swords. This is a new one here. You can probably barely see it because you know how bad the lighting is. The King of Swords. King of Swords. Ah! I clicked on something here. Hopefully I didn't close out of anything. Okay, everything's so good? Yes, it is. Okay. Anyway, King of Swords. King of Swords is... Okay. Powerful. Friendship. Counselor. Here's the man here. Powerful. Friendship. Counselor. Maybe this is a week that you will be very helpful to your friends. Maybe they will come to you with maybe with some of their problems, and you can stand sturdy with them. Maybe it will allow you to make some new friendships even. Don't feel as though that really hard. It's hard to say. Just be strong and powerful with this coming week as we get closer to Crimbus time. It's interesting how the one card that we drew, I think it was like around Thanksgiving and like the week before that maybe, or like earlier. They were very accurate with some of the stuff that people could be going through. It's interesting. It's interesting. Now, before we close this off, there's going to be a nice little Christmas gift. Candace, congratulations. Sophia, congratulations. Zuxio, congratulations. Victor, congratulations. And finally, Roses, congratulations. Y'all got the gift membership. This will give you 1 month of, I think it's like the tier 2 early access membership. So you'll be able to get early access to new videos months before anyone else has access to them. So enjoy your free month, and you can always continue your membership as a paid member after that, if you so desire, which would greatly help out the channel and increase our Santa hat collection. We can buy more and we can put them on all the rats. Right now we can only afford 1 Santa hat. So with continued memberships, we can afford more. Every membership gets 1 Santa hat. There's right. Actually, boy, that's actually not true anymore, because YouTube takes like half of it. So you need 2 memberships now. You need 2 memberships now to make up 1 Santa hat. It's an early Christmas present. We would do another one right before Christmas, so be sure to join in 2 weeks on the 22nd if you would like another one. One more sip. Does anyone have any exciting plans for the week ahead? I got a lot I need to get done. There's a lot of things that I've been working on. It's just kind of a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit there. I need to kind of consolidate all of them and just get them done this week. So it's gonna be a very, very busy week for me. So hopefully things will be good for you. Let's actually take off the Santa hat now. See how bad my hair is. See how bad it is. Ugh. Ugh. There. It is corrected. Kind of looked good with the Santa hat on, didn't I? Well, we will be wearing it probably again next week as well. Although my hair in wintertime gets extremely staticky, so it is beyond staticky at this point. It's pretty crazy. So So no plans for me, just a regular week. Well, wishing you a wonderful week ahead, promise. And if we don't see you again before Christmas, then Merry Christmas to you and anyone else who we may not see before Christmas time, if you're not here or if you're busy. And I will be here again, as well as the Roosters, next Sunday. So I look forward to seeing you all then. So you all take care, have a great one, and see you again later. Bye-bye now.